Alright, hi Twitch, hi YouTube, hi everyone. Oh yeah, I need to do that because I'm an idiot. Fucking give me a second. Haha.
Wee.
Wee. Maybe?
Maybe, maybe not. Things not lighting up for you.
Yeah, they were
Man, I don't know what it is, but you're having all the scuff today.
I really am. Okay. I gotta go do stuff and things. Ow. Oof, excuse me. But yes, both stuff and things must be done today.
Stabilize.
Sag.
Yeah.
Fine. I got raided while we were doing easy stuff. I couldn't have gotten raided while we were doing literal shadow raid. It kind of pisses me off, not gonna lie. But like, also I need to be thankful for the raid at all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, even though...
Because it was a nice raid, it wasn't like a mean asshole raid.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, even if you have someone who comes back after leaving, it's at least someone who is interested enough to come back.
Yeah.
Not too far now.
Go, Barbara!
Hunter becomes the hunted. Hunter becomes the hunted.
Hey person, how are you? Who? Oh. Why are you calling him Thunder Oh, Sebastian from, Stardew. Yes. He is Thunder Sebastian, 100%.
Who's what's going on?
Oron? Oron is a Thunder character from Genshin Impact who looks like Sebastian from, from Stardew Valley. And he is the cutest boy. He is just a vegetable bro.
More, please.
Just straight up vegetable bro. Drake was really surprised because he looks like he'd be like the edgiest of edgelords. I had to explain to him that no, he is sweet vegetable boy.
Farewell.
All he cares about is his vegetables.
Intending to his patch, I guess.
And his animals.
Oh, he has animals? Okay.
He does. In his, what's it called? In his,
Tell me what you see.
idle animations, he'll feed animals that come and rest on his shoulder.
Right.
So, precious sweet boy, who I love, he has been my main character even though he is a 4-star.
But most characters in the game are 4 stars, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 4 and 5-star, which is really weird because you would think that there'd be characters who are 1 and 2 and 3, but nope.
Gather. Not too far now.
Yes, Chaska is OP. Most of the Natlan characters are OP in one way or another. Chaska is a 5-star. Yeah, as far as I know, Chaska is a 5-star. Yes, her special attack is to auto the game.
Be free.
And I love her for it.
Go.
Yeah.
You're free now.
No? You missed her banner. It was actually during the time where I was trying to get you to play, but you were like, ah, soon. I'll play it soon. But yeah, Chaska is pretty badass. Her weapon is, or her special is just gun. Yeah.
Not too far now.
She does bring her own fucking swirl.
Be free. Tell me what you see.
The other thing is, my break was at a bad timing because I had like 17 viewers and then I left and now I have none. Which, but at the same time, it's one of those things of like, I needed to leave because I also needed to eat. You know what I mean? Drunk?
Yee. I'm sorry that I was like, oh, let's go eat.
No, it was appropriate.
Stabilize.
It was the time for food. I can't let streaming be at a point where it's like costing me like health stuff. It doesn't pay me for that shit yet. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But it was nice to have a whole bunch. I got raided for the first time. Yeah, so like 8 people joined. And it's a Saturday, which means most of my viewers, which was like 5 or 6 of them, were actually in the thing. So I had like an actual audience today. Yeah, it was cool. Unfortunately, the raid happened while I was doing something easy. Yeah, and I got made fun of for it, but whatever. It was still fun. Anyway, what were you saying? Oh shit. Should we be going to that? I did not hear from my channels that there was a protest going on. Otherwise, I would already be there.
There's a protest?
The only protest I knew about was one in Colorado Springs at the Tesla dealership. Is there another one in Colorado? Do we know?
Stay cool. Face your guilt. Now. Farewell. This is order. Gather.
Oh, hi.
Be free.
Hi.
Blurk, blurk, blurk.
Blurk, 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 blurk.
Nah.
You getting your ass kicked?
No, well, yes, but by climbing.
Ah, okay. You fell off a cliff and died?
No, I didn't die. I fell off a cliff and couldn't get back up again. Oh shit, we should be at that.
Not too far now.
Something going on here.
Yeah, protest. Nice.
The hunting. The hunting.
Yeah.
What's it done? Farewell.
Oh no! Gotta keep trying. Ready, steady, go! Let's dance. Huh.
That tingle.
Oh, huh. Ouchie. Hi.
Be free. Go. You're free now.
Let the show begin.
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Farewell.
Gather.
Be free.
Chunks of chaos nonsense.
What nonsense is happening right now?
I was fighting a chaos boss.
And I'm just gonna uninstall fucking ArcNets again.
Reinstall Arknights or uninstall?
I reinstalled it, got back into my old account, and then it was basically like, hey, since you hadn't logged into this game for like 4 to 5 years, we deleted your information. And I'm like, crap.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Time to say hello.
And hello, testing on Twitter.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I just
No, it's
that really blew my mind.
yeah, no, it's the my game just had crashed, which is frame has never had crashing like that before, unless it's like a brand new update, like hour 0 kind
Not
of
too far now.
thing. So that's a bit of a weird thing for me.
Yeah, no joke.
The hell is this, like, a big budget game? What the hell?
The hell is what?
Oh right, that got a video game adaptation, World War Z.
What did?
The movie World War
Some
Z
saurians
got a
like to
video
hide in
game
chests like
adaptation.
this.
Oh,
Probably an introvert.
gotcha. Do we know how long that protest is going on? Oh, okay. Oh, I regret my choices.
You can't run! I see through you!
Yeah, and I don't want to go anywhere until Drunk's off. He has like 45 minutes, an hour, something like that.
You're free now.
Don't be a killjoy!
Well, you don't have to go necessarily.
Looks like I
But this is something you want to go to, then I'm free.
There will be protests all 4 years, buddy. I've been
Yeah.
to many of them already. Missing one is not going to hurt me badly.
Solidify! Have a safe trip. This is bad. Let's begin.
Yeah. Wait, is ChatGPT what we're calling Trump now? Oh. Did they really?
not too far now.
No, that has to be lies. There's no way.
Hi. Oh, huh.
Uh-huh.
This should be fun.
Time to say hello.
Great.
This is order. Gather. No slacking.
Farewell.
But we're using that formula because reasons.
This is bad.
That's horrifying. Whose idea was that? Do we know? Or are they like denying that they use chat GPT?
Be free.
Okay. At least they have some sense to deny it.
Go, Harvard.
Oh, something that's kind of funny to
But
me.
we
is-
don't have any. Okay.
Let's move.
Away now.
Ah. Well, I know he's tariffed islands that have nothing but penguins on them. 10% tariffs on the penguins, I guess. Excuse the fuck? Okay. Wow.
What's the go?
We're just saying the quiet part. Apparently Russia and North Korea are exempt from the tariffs.
Okay, cool.
But that's not how trade works. That's literally not how any. That's so stupid. I want to cry. Clearly. I am angry about it. I'm super angry about this.
Oh, another thing that I saw in the Warframe community was someone made a post using AI images of like, oh, I wish they would make skins for Frame that looks like this. And then everyone was just like,
Give me 1 second. Go ahead, drunk.
This is the most generic looking shit, and then everyone started
Farewell.
posting memes of like, pick up a pencil and draw it yourself.
Well, yeah, because fuck Jeff. You teach. Okay, anyway, what were you saying? Who? Yeah,
Get a little chilly.
I bet it is. That would make sense.
Solidify.
He did.
Stabilize.
Yep, everything sucks.
Be free.
Excuse me.
Solidify.
Time to say hello.
I will have order.
If you talk to me, I am too, but I may be muted.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't talking to you, but I should be. Because, you know, on stream and shit.
Gather.
Farewell.
Solidify.
I have a mouse.
Nothing.
Be free.
Stabilize.
Not too far now.
Gather.
Go! You're free now! Farewell!
Order guide you. Solidify.
Be free!
I will have order.
Time to say hello.
It shattered. Yay, I did my dailies.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Excuse me. What's up, buddy? Whoop whoop.
Yeah, I'm
We have put
saying,
in
you're finishing a daily?
Oh, yay. Yeah. I thought you also, like, finished your dailies or something.
If you ever had any...
Technically, yes, I did as well.
Woot! Alright, so do we want to play something? Or did you want to paint?
I am trying to paint.
Alright. Then I will turn in my dailies and turn it to an idle game and write. Because I should write. Mouse is gonna be mad because I'll need him to get off the
Ad
fuck off
Astra
my lap.
Thank you for complete... Ad Astra Abyss...
Let's go Theto Town. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch mouse. Is a mouse. You are a mouse. Meowsy meow 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 meow. Are you gonna help me come up with a prompt? Your prompt? No? You're gonna just be a cat? You're just gonna be a cat? Well, you're gonna be a cat full of strife because I need you off my lap. Thank you, buddy. Don't scream at me. I need you off my lap. Also, you're a meow. Not me. I kick your butt. I kick your butt. Oof. Alright. Rating time. It's actually starting to be big enough I might need to have it in its own notebook instead of on loose leaf paper like an idiot and in a binder. Or just a second binder. That's just for it. Instead of my writing binder where everything is supposed to go.
Um.
Huh.
Can I get, like, you may be able to explain it, you may not. It's to do with, like, feminism and social stigmas.
Okay.
It's, more or less,
Hi, PDF.
it's more or
It's more or
less
less?
of, like, I've seen some posts, they're, like, rare and in between, but it's, like, they're talking about, like, how they're, like, feminism and all that, like, equality and all that, but they feel like while they're on the side of feminism, they feel like they need to stay on the side of feminism and break down the family unit, even though they want family unit themselves.
It's a difference between traditional family unit and I want my family to look like my family.
Okay. So that's where I'm getting a
Because
bit
you have to
confused.
understand that you have to understand that the traditional family unit means that the wife stays home, and that's just not. And just literally tearing it down literally means just going to work. And you have already tore down the quote-unquote nuclear family unit.
Yep.
And that's what I would have to see one of these posts to know for sure, but that's what a lot of people are talking about lately.
Yep, okay.
Alright, where was I? I was in...
So yeah, that's where I think I'm getting confused, because reading comprehension.
Yay, reading comprehension.
Yes.
We got a lot written down for Nashta while I was off stream. Nashta, if you don't remember, if anyone doesn't remember, because, you know, it was last week, is the rainy world run by Ara, flooded by a goddess. It's gonna be like Wind Waker-esque. You know, the good shit of Wind Waker. The outfit your main character is given is gonna be like a cloak. You're gonna be able to tell what city or area you're in, because the Gorgile types will be different. Like, one city will have angels, one will have birds, one will have frogs, one will have dragons, separate from demons. Hey, no, I don't want you in my lap. The boats are going to be different also depending on the city and biome. Cities are going to look more like they're one part cyberpunk, one part ruins, and half underwater Bioshock style. Towns should probably look like Venice. Rural areas should be unique water solutions built around just random bits of dry ground and ruins. Boats are going to be strung together to make outposts. Some cities are big enough you can drive or boat in them. Let's see, what else do I have written for this? Lanterns are a big deal, both in trade and as are plants, woods. Trees are far and few between. Choices to replant/plant more. As background stuff that doesn't seem important, but it is important because we're doing overarching themes of the entire game being hope versus despair, entropy versus anarchy. I think that's how you pronounce that word. I've never heard it out loud. This world specifically is going to have light and life as themes, hope in the dark and cold places, despair and entropy in the spaces of darkness and aloneness. What's this? Customs. After a place out of the rain, off the boat, raise lanterns as a hello. The music is going to be like lo-fi ambience with a dash of jazz. That way it's like a rainy atmosphere with just like a bit of like upbeat. Then I was working on Nahida, which is going to be the solar punk world. I'm going to theme it after Aztec. It's going to have lots of dark-skinned people. They're going to have snake-like dragons, solar punk, which I already said, and a really great respect for the Romani people. The Romani people are also named. I have named them in this world as Star Wanderers. But I may change it to Star Jumpers or Star something or other. It all depends. I have to do research because I don't want to be an asshole to the Romani people. They've suffered enough. Anyway, here trees are abundant. There's our plants. Let's see, what other kind of things can I say about this world? Stone structures. Let's see what else. Trying to think. Outdoor markets. I think those are called bazaars. Let's see. Trying to think. Let's see what I have already written for this. Most advanced in the world, solar punk. Advancements are tempered by responsibility, clockwork, momentum, and solar powering most things. This world has the most cities. Roma being revered here for their warnings for what happened to the rain world. The Fae in the world should have themes of summer, sun, and fire. Let's see. Exporting for trade. Oh, but
Boop, 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 boop.
work. Connected with the world Yukio through stargates. Mm. If you were a solar punk, cyberpunk, solar punk society, what kind of things would you export?
Okay,
Other than obviously like solar sails. Huh, what's that?
when you say solar punk, are you talking about like spacefaring future people, or are you talking about like what type?
Solar punk as in lower grade, like you know how cyberpunk is that, but instead of everything being run on electricity, it's all run on solar. It's supposed to be like, I've only read like 2 solar punk books, so I'm not like an expert on this situation, but it's supposed to be like a hopeful future, you know, vast in renewable resources, an understanding of how to turn nature into what you need it to like survive.
Okay. Then your main export would probably, depending on how exporting works in that world, would be energy.
Okay. I already have batteries down. Batteries / energy.
And depending on the technology levels of the other worlds and how they perceive technology, they can be seen as luxury goods or completely worthless.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because what's the point of technology if another world you have is a fully fleshed out like magic system that can do the same thing as technology? Or something very similar.
Other than, yeah, like I am gonna have fleshed out magic worlds, but the idea is like magic is not a fix and all be all fix it all Deus Ex Machina. The why would you use a light battery instead of magic to light something up is mana drain. The idea of a fleshed out. Because one of the worlds that I want to be like a magical fleshed out, but like in the future. I'm tired of all of the magical places being like in the Middle Ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then
anyway, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, and you don't have to have your magical worlds in the Middle Ages, but you just have to think of, okay, how would people use magic in the modern day, and how would that change
exactly, right?
What
it would look like and how it does.
Yeah. So therefore, like, what something technology can't do but magic can do, so those two have a reason to be trading with each other. Or you can change it up a bit, and instead of that is those two worlds prize each other's resources, but they may see how they use said thing or their level of, let's say, the solar tech world sees the magic world's level of advancement not as superior as them, so they have some sort of ego or something like that.
Super that. So the two worlds that are going to be connected, right? At least right off the bat. the idea is this is gonna let you know that you could connect all the worlds together, right? This is the
Yep.
tutorial of, oh, I could help connect the worlds together, right? You stumble on this world, Nahida, which is a solar punk world, and you find out that they're actively interstellarly trading, or interdimensionally, I still haven't decided which, trading with another world, and it starts opening you up to the idea of, well, could I do that?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes, but it takes a lot.
And I know it's kind of simple, but since it's a solar world, you could have them struggling to make the basic resource of water.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though they may have it, they can't rely on their own world to guarantee it.
Yeah, they have water. It's either not drinkable water or
They just their world, or they can't bend their technology to make enough.
yeah. I know why they would need so much water. Not only do they not really have the ability to make water, but the water goes to the plants and to all of the technology before it goes to a human for consumption. So they specifically need drinking water.
Yep.
Because all of their water is chlorinated water. Chlorinated water. Which is only good consumable through, like, what's it called?
Desalination? Or
Something, I don't know. But that does mean that there's a weird thing that I have to figure out for because who they're connected to is the Floating Islands world. It's a world that got shattered. But
Yep.
people are still living there on airships.
Yep.
Going from, like, island to island. So now I have to figure out how water plays into that.
Righto. I'm gonna look it up, but there's an old game from I think the early 2000s that is a Sky Pirate game, so then I might look up into the world lore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here we go. Skies of Arcadia is a role-playing video game on the Dreamcast.
What's it called?
Skies
Oh,
of,
okay.
of Arcadia.
Arcadia, okay. Blurp, 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 blurp.
Blup, 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 blup. I'm just gonna read you like the world setting.
Okay.
The game takes place in a fictional sky reference to Arcadia, where 6 civilizations coexist on floating continents orbited by 6 moons of different colors. 1,000 years prior to the game's time, the civilization, once which coexisted with each moon, developed technology to the point each created Gigas, a living weapon of mass destruction controlled by a moon crystal. Using the Gigas, the civilizations warred with one another, threatening the existence of humanity. The most advanced, the Silver Civilization, used their Gigas to summon the rains of destruction, which filled meteors from the orbiting moons and crashed them down onto the planet's surface. The catastrophic destruction stopped the rampaging of the Gigas, as well as nearly destroying the other 5 civilizations, thus ending the war. A seal was placed on the silver Gigas to prevent it from being used again, and the moon crystals were hidden away while each civilization worked on rebuilding itself. Now I just have to look into more of the world lore, if I can find it.
Let's see. So floating islands will obviously be like their own biomes. So like there'll be a forest biome one, a water biome one, or whatever. Okay. The EP, which is the entropy paradox, those are the bad guys of this video game, are looking for the Fae of this world, of the Shattered World. And so, like, the idea of the fairies are, when you go to a new world, you meet a fairy. And it's completely optional, but the fairy can basically teach you the language, right? They'll have, like, your free costume for that world, right? And then, like, they each have their own story that's in the background. A lot of this is, like, I want this game to be one of those games where, like, you could technically be playing the game just by sitting in a single world doing trade missions, right? Or you can play this by going into every last little detail and finding every last one of the background quests, you know what I mean? But nothing is, like, forced on you, per se.
Righto.
Until a specific time comes, basically, is my idea. And so each Fae is like, you know, you can have the Fae from your world come with you, and or the Fae, or no Fae, but you can have a Fae come with you from the world, and they'll travel with you, and they have, like, their own power sets that are, like, more geared towards exploring, not necessarily fighting in your party per se.
Righto.
And this Fae is like, I don't want to call this Fae special, quote unquote, but this Fae is fun in the idea of, in reality, she's not coming with you. She has a hologram following you, and you don't get to know that until later in the story because her actual body is what's holding the pieces of the island together.
Righto.
So I want to make her power set really weak, and I want it to be like meta. People are all like, "Oh, why is this fairy so weak compared to all the others?" Right? And then you get to the part in the story where you're like, "Oh, she's using all of her power to keep this world alive. She has nothing to spare for us." You know what I mean? That kind of cool twist idea where you're, especially misogynistic people will sit there and be like, "Oh, this fairy is such trash," and then be like, "Oh, shit, this fairy's doing more work than all the other fairies put together," basically.
Yes, I agree with that, but also at the same time is, I don't think how you're saying, like, misogynistic people will actually give a shit when they realize that.
Oh yeah, no, probably not. But the people who are on the working on themselves path will get it though.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The people who were misogynistic and are working on it and are learning through media how, the voices of women and the stories of women. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Okay, I was looking for this fairy's name. Maya. So yeah, the bad guys are looking for her, but she's at the living tree, which I still have to figure out the functions of the living tree, other than every world has 1 to 5 living trees that help basically keep the dimension together. And if you as a player destroy the living trees, that's one of the steps of destroying the world, because you can destroy the worlds or you can connect the worlds.
Okay.
Hope versus despair.
Yep.
Or you can just leave them the fuck alone. Also an option. Also an option.
You can make the leave the shit alone. Middle ground is oh no, that doesn't work. I was gonna say eternalism, but that doesn't work.
What do you mean eternalism? Like the philosophy of eternalism?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. My idea was to make it be more like, just because you don't pick a side doesn't mean that everyone else doesn't have to pick a side.
Yeah.
And people will do what people are going to do with or without you.
Yep.
So you can either help one side or the other, or you can just stay out of it and have no control whatsoever. That was my idea, but that's a very easy way to do it, if that makes sense. Oh shit, I'm at the end of this game. Oh, I did not get a new score. I didn't get a new trophy either. That actually kind of made me sad. I did not do good enough. But we are officially fully idle on this game mostly.
Whoop.
Whoop whoop. Boop, 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 boop.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, so like, one of the ways that you can connect all the worlds is by connecting all the merchant guilds to each other and or making your own adventurers guild, because nowhere is there going to be an adventurers guild unless you make the adventurers guild, because I think that that's a cool idea.
Then if that's the case, what do you call it?
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, if you build the Adventurers Guild, you should be able to build up the Merchants Guild as well. I'm not saying take it
Yes.
over, but build it up way bigger than it actually is.
Yes. The ideas with the Merchants Guild is it's the tutorial on how to connect the worlds, and then you can connect them through the Adventurers Guild and then whatever other guilds that I come up with that are necessary, you know what I mean?
Righto.
Or you can make the Adventurers Guild and not connect it and connect other ones, or just not. Like I said, the option is always there to just go, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else I should write about today. Because then we also have, so I have a couple of races who are already connected through all the worlds, but they do so only for themselves and their family, if that makes sense. So
Righto.
like 2 of them are families. One is a family of ex-sportsmen who basically, when you get into a world, they're the world's raven basically will teach you about the mechanics of how to get around, whether that's on the airship, the boat, longboarding. That's all I have for right now, but like they teach you the mode of transport.
Yep.
Is their purpose, as well as they have the purpose of they have all of the challenges, you know, the races, the get here in X amount of time, or do X amount of tricks, or whatever, you know. The crosses are going to be your tutorial on, hey, there's hidden story everywhere. You just need to be paying attention. The crosses are assassins, and they don't work for any particular person per se, so they're not like bad guys. But how you first meet them, you are led to believe that they're bad guys, basically. But really, they're just like amoral, true neutral, whoever pays me kind of people who are in the background helping the bigger story move, if that makes sense.
Righto.
And then there is the Star Wanderers, or just in general, the Romani. And they are They're the ones who are like, they just want to wander the entire universe, and they really like exploring. So they're the ones where you're gonna get the maps from. If there's like special hidey holes, you can pay them a bribe to know if there's a hidey hole, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Righto. They're gonna tell you about secret areas.
Basically, yeah, that's the idea. Each of these 3 families, races, whatever you want to call them right now, they have their own way of jumping in between the worlds. So, like, the Romani go through portals. The Ravens shoot each other into... They basically stuff each other into these tubes and shoot them through space. Because why not? The Crosses don't tell you how they do it. They're just like, that's not your business. But in actuality, they kind of do it more in a magical way, a lot like how the Romani do it through portals. They more or less do it through like teleporting amulets kind of spiel. But you don't ever get to know that, per se. And then you yourself, I have decided that you jump in between dimensions using a ship, which will be your HUD, your home,
Yep.
your starting game area. I don't remember what we call that. Game hubs. It's like the hometown in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like the gathering hub.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know
your
there's
own
an actual
little
name
place.
for it, but I can't think of it right now. Because there is a
Yeah.
term for it in game development. I just can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But the idea is you're using the ship to jump in between black holes and white holes.
Yeah.
And it's something that the fairies taught your sister, your elder, I shouldn't say sister, your elder, the
Sibling.
heir, the elder sibling who gets left behind and dies. They basically made the ship to do because they wanted to explore. So there's going to be some worlds that's never heard of your elder sibling. There's going to be other worlds that are going to be like, oh, this person died, that's so sad, they were helping us, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. I also want there to be like a way to basically play government. You know what I mean? Like, you go and you can meddle in the governments of these worlds.
So you're also offering Anarchy Route. If you wanted
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I mean, if I could, depending on how development actually goes, I would like to offer a route to everything. You know what I mean? A route where you're just a trader. A route where you connect all the worlds as a great unifier. A route where you are the destroyer of life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A route where you're trying to make everything better because you're going into government and trying to make the government's not be so shitty.
Yeah.
A route where you're a rebel and you're trying to make the government's not shitty by by burning them down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But some of that depends on development stuff.
Yeah.
So I won't know until I start developing and or get a development team. My development is going to be very, very, very bare bones. You know what I mean? It's basically going to be the equivalent of a sketch.
Yeah.
This is around what I want. I'm a writer. Yeah. I am not putting the development all on my head. I just want to make a good demo that will make a development team want to pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm so tired of game writing being so bad. So I want to write a game where the writing is the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also is the reason why game writing is so bad is because all the what do you call them? Silicon Valley babies.
The Nepo babies?
Yeah, the Nepo babies who got their fucking arts degree, use their daddy's fucking connections to get into the industry, and then are just given jobs.
Yep. And jobs usually like writer and shit like that. Because people really truly believe that writing isn't a skill.
Or,
I want to prove them wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of like all companies are outsourcing it to Nepo baby, what are they called? What's that when a company outsources to another company to like tell them how things are supposed to go?
Oh, consultant?
Yeah, consultant writing companies where they just hire that company. Yeah, it's like kind of like
you basically give them the game and then they do the writing after the game is made. That is the exact thing I want to combat.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
the literal exact thing I want to combat.
It's one of the big ones that have been in media lately and people complaining about is a company called Sweet Baby Inc.
Okay.
So I don't know what games I've just heard that name come up a lot, and they're a consultant company. So I know that much. So yeah. It's just they've been coming up a lot lately, and they've been purposely keeping their name hidden on games for some reason. When it's being developed, they keep their name out of the games.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know what their deal is, but yeah.
Apparently they are consultants on video game narratives. Oh, I know why people are mad at them.
Why?
It's not because they're consultants of narratives. They are specifically consultants on promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in game narratives. They're the people who you hire to make sure that your game isn't going to accidentally offend black people.
Okay.
And who will come in and rewrite some of your characters so they're not culturally offensive. Which is probably why they try to keep their name not necessarily on the DL, but on the, hey, you only know us if you need us kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because especially in this day and age, you don't want to be known as a fixer for DEI. People get so fucking mad. But yeah, I know this company. I like this company. Mainly because they're not like a writing company like we were just talking about where it basically gets outsourced to India. You send them your game and they write a whole ass story. These people are, send me your game and story and we'll make sure that it doesn't offend people because you're being an asshole.
But it offends people anyway, I guess, because a lot of people were talking about it.
Well, yeah, because people don't like diversity and inclusion, and if you dare suggest that a black person could be used instead of a white person, you're erasing white people. That kind of shit.
Righto.
So, yeah. Can't say I dislike them. Definitely can't say that I'm, like, the biggest fan of them, of course. I do think that we need diversity and inclusion in our video games, because I grew up in the 90s era where every single game was about a white dude with brown hair and brown eyes. And it was the most boring fucking shit ever. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I am listening. It's just I'm just painting, which I need to stop
Yeah,
doing.
I know. Why do you need to stop painting?
Because I need to be an adult.
No, it's not time yet.
Yeah, it is.
It can't be time. No. No be time.
It's like almost 20 minutes over time.
That's even worse. Because I can't convince you to stay for 20 minutes. The willow is sad. But yeah, I would like my video game to have writing come first.
Yep.
And then we figure out the gameplay that actually fits with the writing, so there's not this disconnect. Because that's the other thing I dislike, especially in games like Genshin. There is this wild disconnect between what the story shows and what the characters are capable of.
Yeah.
And I know that that's inevitable in some places, but how big that gap is really frustrating to me.
I would like to have the lead, like, I don't know what he's doing now, but I would like to have the lead writer from Vegas to just help write. Not necessarily have him in the lead
I
possession.
would love that.
But he's just like, from what I can tell of what he's written, he's pretty much, he can teach a masterclass of how to change. Okay, you want this political theme? This is your world. Let's change that political theme to fit what you have in your world.
Ooh, yeah, that would be great. I would love that. I would like to work with other writers just to make sure that my writing's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can do a lot in world building. You know what I mean? But I do struggle in governments.
Yeah.
I can make historically accurate governments, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like with the lead writer of New Vegas, is he was just like, okay, we have these, we have that, and he did it and writ it all and they also made the game in less than 14 months.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Not counting all of the time that I'm putting into it, right? If I ever get a development team, I will give the actual development team, I want to say 5 years. That's a year for each world.
Yeah.
Plus a little spillover. I think that would be a lot of time, but I wouldn't know until I actually get into the development side of things. But yeah, I think it would be cool to have the lead writer from New Vegas. That's for sure. You know who else I would want as a very specifically lead character designer?
Who would that be?
I think I would want Clamp. If I could ever afford to get them to design even characters just from one world, my game would be literally a top tier game instantly because their characters' design never fail. They have never had a flop. S rank character designs for sure.
Yeah, and is the I would really like to have like another person like help with design as well, but you can't because that person died. They were
Oh.
the lead art director, because even though they were the lead art director until they died from the start for Warframe, is even though it's kind of generic space fantasy stuff compared to every other generic space fantasy, Warframe has a definite style.
Mm-hmm.
And it sticks out.
Well,
so
unfortunately, I can't bring back the dead.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, you'd have to look through like indie games or something like that to find someone who's really good at just picking a style and making it stand out amongst their genre.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Because it has to, so the worlds have to be separate enough. You know what I mean?
But they have to have
that they feel
they have to have something
consistency, yeah.
connecting, yeah. Some
They
sort
have
of
to have some sort
design,
of consistency design.
but feel
They can't
unique.
all be separate. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing, that's a hard thing to find an artist like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are correct about that, my friend. But it would be so worth it.
Alrighty. That's finished up for now.
Yay, finished. Also, I saw the picture you sent me of
Yeah.
your dragon. Yeah, very good.
Demon.
Demon, dragon,
Yeah, same thing.
scaly motherfucker.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So that darkness took over and put in a lot of shadows.
Which was good, yeah.
Hmm.
It does a lot of depth.
Hmm.
Like a lot of depth.
There's things I want to fix with him, but I'm just like, no, I need to move on to something else and continue practicing the basics and come back to work on finer detail once I'm comfortable with basics.
Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds like you know what you want out of life.
Yeah, but it's just I just have to keep doing it, and that's why I want to try and do just a little bit every day.
Yeah, that's how you do anything, right?
And I want to try and stick to it. That's the problem.
I'll try to help you as best I can.
Anyway,
Oh, me.
I will talk to you later. Have fun.
Alright, sad.
Sadly.
Super sad. Alright, I am done with raiding for the moment. I have run out of steam. I'll probably shut down the stream and do another. Since that has been the spiel of today. So I will see you later, Wisps. Literally in like less than 5 minutes. Goodbye.